Father, do you think we are more defined by what we have lost or what we have found? Sorry, I know that isn't how this goes. I'm not exactly a stranger to confession, but this is something that I think about a lot. I mean, are we defined by the loss of our innocence? We are sinners, after all. Our very identity is grounded in loss. Loss of Eden, loss of our relationship with divine, loss of favor. Isn't that the story of most religion? An attempt to gain back what was lost, that purity that exists now only in myth. You'll say that used to be the case under the old covenant. Sorry, Father. I don't want to deny you your chance to guide me spiritually, but I know that you would argue that we are instead defined by the grace that we have found in Christ. We are no longer defined by our loss, our sinfulness. Of course, that's only true on Sundays from behind the lectern. On Sundays, the pews are filled with the redeemed, secure in the grace that they have found. Monday through Saturday, the church sees only the wretched, no longer defined by found or redemption, but once again by lost favor and unworthiness. Sometimes, though, we find things we don't expect, and in unexpected places. Grace, forgiveness, kindness, even. People are remarkable that way. Just when you think you've got a grip on the cruel, petty, vindictive, fearful, reactionary nature of humanity, someone turns around and proves you wrong. Not a priest or a pious elder, but a simple heathen child who sees you only as someone in need of help. Not a monster, not a sinner, not a threat, but just someone in need. This didn't happen here, of course. There are no heathens here, right, Father? This was elsewhere. I digress. What do we do, Father, when we find such divinity in the face of our own sin? I know the answer should be that we keep our eyes on what we have found and let the old self fall away. We allow ourselves to be transformed. It should be that way. If we can be transformed by loss, then we should be able to be transformed by what we find. It's harder, though. Easier to reject what we found and slink back into the shadows. I don't want that, though, Father. I want to be transformed. It's hard, though. Walking in this church is the hardest thing I've ever done. My skin burns and the blood in my veins scorches me throughout. Can you smell the acridity of my hair as it singes in response to this holy sanctuary? Look at the blisters on my hands where I've touched the confessional booth. You know what I am. You know what I have lost and what I have had to take to replace it. Am I not just another sinner, though? Soldiers take life to survive, and are they not embraced and transformed by God's love? If I have found grace outside these walls, can I not find the grace within it? How can the kindness of a heathen child shine light into a dark place, while this sanctified ground offers me not love but pain? You sit there, pressed against the door of your little closet in fear. I didn't come here to feed, Father. I will not fill my veins with your pious blood. But I cannot stay. Your divinity rejects me. It sees only my loss and defines me thusly. The worst of sinners I am, and the worst of sinners I must remain.